a market.
Hey, everybody, this is Dr. J, Professor Spike, and Kamal's doing live from Long Island, New York. Professor Spike decided to screw it all and go to the beach.
Yeah, the only place that's free, and I can only afford that.
I mean, when I saw Bitcoin collapse today, it didn't make me too happy. The spiders really weren't that terrible, but the my overall portfolio result was pretty awful.
Yeah, me too.
So let's take a look and see. Actually, it's not going to be easy to take a look and see because I changed my theme, and I can't really distinguish green from red anymore on my charts. So you'll see what I mean. I didn't. I did not do it on purpose. I did it by accident.
That's good news.
Yeah. Yeah, Pete, we're all happy to see the first half go bye-bye. That's for sure.
Yes.
Hopefully the second half.
Let's hope the second half is better and the third half is even better.
Yes. Maybe the third half.
Yeah. We need the third half. We're counting on the third half.
Exactly.
What we're really counting on is for things to get better, that mild recession, which we're probably already in, that it shouldn't be a severe recession, and that the Fed tightening cycle ends real quick. Because as long as the Fed keeps tightening, as long as QT keeps occurring, I think the market is going to be SHIT.
Yes.
So we have to hope that whatever happens quickly, and this Fed gets the message that inflation's under control, we're entering a recession, time to end qualitative tightening and quit raising rates. And at that point, the market will resume. So that could all happen.
The market
how long will it take for all that to happen?
Ask Putin.
Ask Putin. If we have to depend on Putin, we're in trouble.
Yeah, well.
It's not all a function of Putin, nor is it all a function of COVID, nor is it all a function of supply side issues. So it's a lot of things added together, right? A lot of things.
It's a bunch of things, and I keep saying that I believe most of it is already priced in. I mean, how worse it's going to get, how bad it's going to get. I mean,
I mean, S&P is trading at like 16 times next year's earnings, which is pretty cheap.
Yes.
But that doesn't take into account earnings contractions, which may happen. Is the sun in your eyes, Professor Spike?
No, it's not. No, it's just that.
What beach are you at?
Here. I'm at a beach called Cedar Beach on the North Shore, right by Mount Sinai.
Oh, I know that area.
Yeah, so it's like I said, it's not a great beach, but this is where I'm meeting my friends.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's a small strip beach, but we used to go fishing from there.
A lot of Heineken with you.
Well, there's a tiki bar about 20 footsteps from here.
Well, that'll
do. After the show, I'm going.
Yeah, that'll do. Pete notes that CTIC had a nice pop today. It was up 50 cents on a down day. So there are a few bright spots, although not too many. Not too many. Bitcoin, I think, closed at around 19,000. Let's take a look. Let us take a look. And we'll see.
Yes.
You'll see what I mean about my screen. It's really messed up. It's a yucky poo screen, which I don't know how to fix. This is the S&P 500. You see what I'm saying? Every bar is blue or purple, whatever color that is.
I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't matter. You get the idea. We close.
I agree. I'm seeing red.
We do have red and green at the bottom for the volume bars, but for some reason, it's not distinguishing the candlesticks. In any event, it's not critical that we can get by for today. The S&P really didn't collapse today, hardly moved. I mean, negative 0.88% is nothing. Down 33 points is nothing. So if I'm looking at the S&P, you'd say it was just a yuan day. However, if I look at my portfolio net worth, it was not a yuan day, it was a yuck day. And I think a lot of people feel that way. So let's take a look at some individual issues. But before we do that, I also want to check the IWM and Bitcoin. The IWM was down even less than the S&P percentage-wise. So again, no real hint of a collapsing stock market from these two indices. And in fact, it had a nice-looking, not a nice-looking close, but not a terrible close. Closed in the middle of its candle. The body is right smack in the middle, which is not a terrible candle. It does show more distribution and accumulation, but some negativity, but mild. Let's take a look at Amazon one more time. We keep looking at it, but what the hell? One more time. Amazon went all the way down before recovering nicely. It hit 102.52. I like that recovery that it made. It closed at 106.21, only down 2.5%, when it had been down 4 more points. I like that. Yeah, there might be some signs of strength, some pockets of strength. Let's look at CTIC, which is a definite pocket of strength. Albeit, a tiny, relatively tiny biotech. Relatively tiny.
We'll use Cheney's word and call it throws.
So it closed up 50 cents, nice big candle, looking good. And it bounced off the 50 beautifully, didn't it? Here's the 50. It has 3 touches at a 50. Every time it touches a 50, it bounces up. I like this. CTIC looking very strong. One that doesn't look so strong is MU. After hours, it basically didn't collapse, but it had very poor guidance for the third quarter and second half. There were some pockets of strength that it guided in data centers and electric vehicles and so on, but the PC slump is hitting them hard. So that's where their major loss is. And that's why
Nvidia is down today too, I guess.
Yes, it's down in sympathy to MU. So after hours, we're down 1.5%. Not terrible. And it didn't have a terrible day, down 1.3%. And it's still holding support. We'll see how that works out, that works out tomorrow, whether it'll hold it or not. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA trading below every single moving average you can think of, the 12, the 200, first the 200, then the 100, then the 50, then the 12, and sinking fast. This one is a falling knife. Get out of the way, but at some point it's going to be a fabulous buy. It's just a question of, do you buy it while it's declining, or do you wait for it to settle, the dust to settle, and then buy on its way up? I'm thinking you can nibble even now, because even though this is a falling knife, it's not going to zero. So you don't have to worry about NVIDIA in terms of being there and making a strong comeback at some point. So, you buy a little and you can't, even if you're wrong and it goes down another 10 points, you buy a little more. That's all.
Right.
Just keep some dry powder in this market. That's really the best advice. Keep dry powder. Take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, 18,830. That is bad. It is bad.
So
Yeah.
ugly, man. That's so ugly.
It's almost as bad as it could get, but it did hit a lower mark a few weeks back. Let's draw that mark in, if I can. Horizontal line. I broke my browser. I got to fix it. Okay, so you see the 17,700 mark is the low that it made a couple of weeks ago, and we're in danger of taking that out. I kind of think we're going to that 14,700 number that I talked about a few times. I could show the weekly and show why, but I've been over it a lot of times. I think, considering the weakness it's showing, a break of this 17,700 mark, we're going to go down another $3,000. I think on Bitcoin. Of course, our opinion is strictly our own. Do not constitute investment advice. Check with an advisor before acting, and subscribe to the show, please. Right? So we might as well try pleading. Subscribe. What else? The other one, Ethereum. It had an equally terrible day, down 8% to nearly $1,000 per unit. Wow. That is, again, it didn't equal its low of 617, which was 896. I think we're going to retest that and maybe go lower, just like Bitcoin. I think they're basically in sync. So whatever one does, the other will do. That's how it looks. All right. I got an echo now.
You're good.
NWBO, we all know this one, Northwest Bio, waiting on an article to be published in a prestige journal, hopefully. We're definitely basing here. You could look at the basically the strong support area right around where we are. So there we go. I just drew the line to emphasize we're basically at this bottom, this supported bottom. If it breaks or close below this line of support, it would be trouble, and that would be below 63 cents. We closed where we closed today. So close at 62 cents, I would not be happy. I know it's only a penny, but it would mean for the first time that we broke this line of support, which we've had for the longest time. Let's see how far back we have to go. We have to go to all the way back to 12/13/21 to get a break of this support level, 63 cents. So it's a psychological number as well as anything. You don't want to see that taken out. If you do, I don't know how far down it drops, but it's likely to drop further. What else, if anything, do you want me to look at?
You want to look at some of the lithium plays?
Sure. How about LIT?
Yeah.
The ETF for the lithium miners. That one broke the trend, busted today's trend a little bit, up a nickel, and after hours up a buck. So it's some strength here. Again, as we said yesterday, why buy Tesla? Why buy GM? Why buy Volkswagen? Why buy Ford when we don't know who's going to emerge victorious? We don't know who the casualties are going to be, but we do know that they all need the doggone metal. We do know they all need lithium for the batteries. So lithium seems like a relatively safe play as we transform from gasoline engines to electric engines. It seems like a no-brainer, so to speak. So for all of you who feel like they have no brains because every day the market is robbing you of more and more of your money, this one looks fairly safe. How about LAC? Another particular is it Lithium of America? Take a look at that one. That one was also up slightly today, but its chart is not nearly as good as lit. All right, let me generalize further. Why pick a particular lithium miner when you can get the ETF and get diversification? Look at the difference in the chart between this one and lit. Although we are right at bottom, it looks like a nice opportunity to come in if you happen to like this one.
I mean, we still got, despite the economy, we still have government spending on this kind of stuff, presuming that it saves energy and
not only
global warming.
Not only government spending, but consumers are still clamoring for electric vehicles, of any vehicles. They can't get them.
That's why I'm still confused about the chip makers doing so poorly. If that seems to be the choking point for producing new autos.
Yeah, well, they can't get the supply out of China, and a lot of automakers are making do without some of the modern features. They're skimping on some features because they have chip shortages. It's actually impeding progress in some of these electric vehicle makers. All right, what else? And I don't remember what else I put down, frankly, but I put a bunch of them down. I could take a look. Let me take a look. Anybody else have a request? MU, NVIDIA, BTC, CTIC, ETHE, SPY, IWM, and SMH, the semiconductor index. Let's look at that.
There you go.
And that would round it out for everything I put down anyway. And I also did Amazon and
right.
But SMH is where we would expect it at another new low, just kind of like NVIDIA. So I guess why buy NVIDIA when you can buy this one, which is also a falling knife? You get more diversification.
Pick your poison.
Pick your poison. The funny part of it is, it wasn't down that much today, but nothing was really down that much today. Yet everything else is down, and the sum total of everything being down is lousy, very lousy.
I mean, if you're gonna spend some of your dry powder, just spend it on stuff that you're optimistic about. There's every reason to be optimistic going forward.
I agree, and I'm very optimistic. Some of the big names, so that's why I keep buying them: Amazon, Apple, Google, Waymo. Didn't Waymo get a big contract from? Who did they get a big contract from? I think the furniture delivery place, Wayfair. Is that the big furniture guy? I think it's Wayfair. They are transporting furniture from one warehouse to another in Texas. I think from Dallas to maybe Houston. No, Dallas to somewhere. And
my wife bought a bunch of furniture from Wayfair.
Yes, and could you imagine if it got delivered by robo truck?
Wow.
Well, Waymo has these trucks that drive themselves, And for now, they're going to be transporting from warehouse to warehouse with these trucks. And of course,
And,
Google owns Waymo.
Did they have robots to put it into my living room?
I don't know. I mean, I know that they're going to have a software guy in the truck, and they're going to have a driver should they need one. But basically,
Likely to be
for now, they have extra people in the truck along with the driverless truck. But eventually, it'll be really driverless. It is driverless, just that they're hanging out for insurance. Okay, so that's it for today, unless somebody has a request. Thanks everybody for coming, joining us.
Well,
and Professor Spike from the beach, and Tim was with us, and Paul. Paul likes our entertainment value.
Hang in there, everybody. It's going to come to an end soon enough.
Everyone, that's really all it amounts to. Thank you for the kind words, Paul.
It's like counseling session.
Mika's with us. Okay, we have a small but elite group that joined us today. Hasta luego. See you all tomorrow. Ciao.
Bye-bye.